Plaintiff Rashawn Tilley says when he went to jail, his brother-in-law skipped out on the rent they shared. He's suing for $3,800. Defendant Victor Barr claims that his brother-in-law was a roommate from hell, and if it weren't for his sister, he would steer clear of him.
Rashawn, you are filing suit against your brother-in-law, Victor?
Yes, sir.
You are suing him for $3,800 for 5 months missed rent.
We got an apartment together. I never had a problem with him any time in the past before. Seemed like a cool dude.
You're married to his sister?
I'm married to his sister, that's
Okay.
correct. I knew him for about 7 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so we moved in together. Worst mistake of my life. I mean, he wasn't trying to do chores, help me take out the trash, nothing. That's another story.
Okay, so you signed a lease or what?
Signed a 1-year lease.
A 1-year lease.
Rent was $1,530. I was paying $1,100.
Yeah.
And I was only charging him a little $400. That's it.
Okay.
And he couldn't even handle that.
Because it was you and your wife and your kids?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you were paying $1,100 of the $1,500.
I didn't miss no monthly payments at all.
I
There's
mean,
not
you
one
should've-
monthly
you
payment.
should've had missed monthly. You only had
So
to pay
when he
$400.
said I couldn't handle that,
I'm gonna fast forward to May. I got into some trouble with the law, so I was incarcerated for a little bit. That's when the 400 stopped in May.
When you first moved in together,
He was
you're
paying-
saying he was paying $400 a month and that was going fine.
That was cool.
You went to jail for a little bit.
Went to jail for a little bit.
How many months?
It was 6 months.
6 months.
Yes, sir.
During the 6 months, were you paying your share of the rent?
I'm gonna get to that. So I was working at a job. I was there for about 6 years. So I had, pension, 401k, vacation time, all that good stuff. So I borrowed from my 401k to pay the rent to make sure my family was straight.
So your share of the rent was being paid?
I paid $5,000.
Okay. And you're saying while you were in jail, he stopped paying rent?
I got locked up in May. He
Yep.
gave me that money for rent. It was $400.
Yes.
The day I got arrested, he went in my room and took the money back because I guess he felt like he wasn't.
Took the 400 back?
Took it back, yeah. He took
his
it
wife
back.
gave it back to me.
You said what?
Your wife gave it back to me. I didn't go on your room. I
But
never.
you
Okay,
still-
but
you
whatever.
still
Oh,
knew
yeah,
you had to
yeah.
pay.
Okay.
All right.
Me and Sean, we worked close when we first started.
Yeah.
We for like, I say like the 8 months in, he started changing. So
Yeah.
like, then besides all that, when we were in the apartment, we all three of us decided to get an apartment together. We actually sat, my sister, Sean, and I sat down mainly to direct Sean, because he gets locked up a lot, to say we
Get
can't be
locked
on no
up a lot.
foolishness, because if you are, we're going to be in debt. This could be in our credit and all that.
That's why I paid
So-
$5,000.
Okay, hold on. Go ahead.
So-
So then when you went to jail, he
Took the money back and just neglected rent. He just stopped paying rent for the remainder of the time he was in the apartment.
and how long are you saying he was in the apartment
He
without?
was in the apartment till the end of the lease, September.
So you're saying he was in the apartment for 5 months without paying rent for those 5 months?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's what the dispute is over.
Yes, sir.
Did you go into jail have anything to do with him?
No, nothing at all.
Okay, he's saying you guys signed a lease, you were paying your $400 a month. For whatever reason, he then went to jail. He left money so his side of the rent was being paid. And he's saying for 5 months, you continued to live there, and yet for those 5 additional months, you didn't pay for the $400.
I don't think it was 5 months, because I left there when they had we had also another
It
tenant
don't
that
matter.
lived there.
It was
we had another tenant. We had another tenant that was there that wasn't even on the lease. First of all, the reason about the rent that I wasn't being paid was because I submitted evidence about how that place was unlivable. I wasn't even staying in there like that because I wasn't even sleeping my head in the house because I
He
work
was
overnight.
staying there bringing
I work
girls
overnight,
back
and I'll come home. I'll do 10 p.m. to 8 in the morning. I came home to a house that looked like Incredible Hulk came to.
We have evidence
I
of
submitted
that.
evidence, and it was. I mean, if you've seen throughout the house, there's
That-
more holes than that. There's more. It's 8. It's more. It's probably like 10 more
The
holes.
security deposit covered up all that, and I
But that's
paid.
not. That's not. I couldn't even take. It's another one I submitted.
Okay, so there's some holes. Did that come?
I can't
How
use
did those holes come about?
Him and his wife got. When he gets drunk,
You
he
had
turned
nothing
into
to
the
do
Hulk.
with those holes. You guys weren't
I was
fighting
at
ever?
work. Well, he-
No, I know.
Mhm.
Okay, but over a 5-month period,
Yeah, yeah.
you're not at work every single
Yeah,
second
yeah, of course,
every
of
day.
course, of course.
Okay,
Of
so
course.
I'm asking, were any of the holes in the wall a result of you two guys fighting?
No. That's all him.
Why is he going around punching holes in the
You
wall?
have to ask him.
Come on.
When he gets drunk.
Usually, if there's a hole in the wall, it's because people have been fighting.
You're right.
You don't just walk around and think, oh, there's a hole.
Well, that's what happened.
That's what
he went on a rage. He tore it. This is not the first time this happened.
You did go on a rage.
But that don't have nothing to do with him not paying
But
the rent.
why-
Okay, all right. So we're getting him that you put the holes in the wall.
I did, but the rent
All
still
right.
had to be
Okay.
paid.
It's hard to say that it's impossible to live in that place when everyone else in that group, your group, was living there.
Right.
That it was uninhabitable because there happened to be a couple of holes in the wall.
Right.
So that doesn't excuse you from otherwise paying rent. Do you like him?
We don't get along. Our family, he doesn't get along with my mom or dad, so I don't get along with him. So that's that.
Your Honor, we even tried to help him out. My wife gave him some tax money.
Y'all was supposed to give me $5,000. Y'all
We
gave me
wasn't supposed to give you
$2,500. Y'all took
nothing.
half of it because
We
y'all didn't get your
wasn't-
money
we wasn't
back.
supposed to give
Y'all
you
took half of the
anything.
money because y'all didn't get your. I remember like it was yesterday, Sean. Y'all was supposed to give me
we wasn't
$5,000. Yes, you
obligated-
were.
we wasn't obligated
Y'all
to
supposed to
give
give me
you
$5,000. Y'all took half of it back because y'all didn't get your full taxes back.
We
so
wasn't
therefore, I was not
obligated
gonna.
to give
I
y'all
was not gonna
nothing,
put towards the
though. That's
apartment.
what
That was
I'm
not a
trying
fair
to
deal.
tell
You supposed.
the hell what you mean that's not a
Hang
fair
on,
deal?
sir.
We're
Deal.
talking at the same
Okay, you
time.
gotta
How
speak-
can
Your
I hear
Honor,
what you're saying?
Relax. You have to speak directly to the judge. You're not
I'm
going
sorry.
back and
I'm
forth
sorry.
with each
I'm
other.
sorry. I'm sorry. Can I say something, Your Honor?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But like, he's just not good with deals. So now that's why I just cut him off in light when it comes to stuff. Period. Just dealing with. He's not good with deals, obviously.
Do you like him with your sister?
No, none of my family likes him. My sister. We all try to tell him leave him, but she just does.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't.
All right.
work.
That's just a sidebar.
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah,
have
I mean,
anything to do with it. Okay. Do you still live there?
With him, no.
Okay. So we're basically
He
talking
moved
about
back to his
this
parents because he can't
about
pay bills.
5-month period.
Right.
Basically, he is suing you because he's saying for that period of time, whatever your reasons were, you weren't paying your share of what was agreed to as the rent.
Yeah,
Why didn't you pay the rent?
I just didn't feel. First of all, him dealing with my sister, all the fights they had.
So that's it. In other words, you weren't paying because you were really ticked off at him for whatever
just-
reason.
he didn't
Yeah,
feel like
You
it.
don't want him with your sister, and you guys just don't. He
Right.
doesn't talk to your family. So that is the reason you didn't pay the
And
rent.
it's just the fact that it was just me as one party. It was a family of 5, which is them. Then it was
Yeah.
another tenant there that
Yeah.
that was supposedly his cousin that he can't find her record. So I don't think that was his cousin. But he's lucky his wife not here to talk about that right now.
Okay.
We set up a payment arrangement with the company that sued us. And
You mean the landlord?
The landlord that sued us. Since we started that payment arrangement and we kept on reneging, they eventually garnished my bank account for $4,500.
I saw those papers. Okay. For whatever reason, in the beginning, you guys decided to live in the same household, and there was the arrangement, which you obviously agreed to because you were making the payments of about $430 a month. At a certain point, I guess when he went to jail, you stopped paying your share. Because you stopped paying your share for whatever your personal reasons were, they ran up a bill, including interest, because the landlord still expected his money. And because the rent wasn't being paid, his wages get garnished. You have sued for $3,800.
That's correct, because of the fees and the...
And I understand. You're saying that Victor gave you $850 towards that $3,800 balance.
Right.
Therefore, I am awarding you $3,000. So I find for the plaintiff in the sum of $3,000.
I'm just happy I got a part of the money.
I'm a forgiving person, but as long as he's not cool with my family, I'm not gonna be cool with him.
Thanks for watching. Now please approach the bench. The way I look at it, you have 2 options here. Option A, watch more Judge Jerry. Option B, watch more Jerry Springer. The choice is yours. Now get out of my courtroom. You have more clips to watch. And don't forget to subscribe.